Hello, welcome to Brraap Life. I really appreciate the fact that you're here and listening. This is just a space for writers to be able to tell their stories. I've been to a lot of events over the years and I've heard a lot of really cool stories. Some really relatable ones, and some that are completely different from my experience that inspired and motivated me in life. So I thought this was really cool for us to be able to share not only with people who are maybe across the state, across the country, but even across the world. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know in the comments. And enjoy the first episode here with my friend Leah. She's a little crazy, but she's fun. And this is just us chit chatting about how she got started in writing and kind of a little bit of touching base on something that she and I are both really passionate about, which is fitness and nutrition. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you soon for episode 2.
Well, welcome to the first official episode of Brraap Life. This is my friend Leah, and she's here to talk about all things Leah. So, with that, do you want to let us know kind of what you're all about? I mean, how did you get into writing, and just go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So hi, I'm Leah from Arizona, born and raised. So I got introduced to writing when I was in high school. Um, so I didn't grow up around dirt bikes or anything. No camping, nothing. Just basically, you know, go to school, do nothing. That was my life. Cookie cutter neighborhood. One day I was just riding my bicycle around and I actually saw a garage open that had a little dirt bike in it. At the time, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what's that? That's kind of cool. Kept riding, didn't think anything of it. But it kind of like stuck in my head. So I was like,
Yeah.
that was kind of really cool. Fast forward like a year later, I saw this guy post a pit bike for sale. So I was like, ooh, a pit bike. I think I'll go get that. So me, crazy person, I ditched school, I ditched high school. I took
Okay.
a bus and I went about, it was probably about 30 miles away from my house. I took the bus to go get this pit bike. I think at the time it was like 50, $100. I can't remember. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
But I went to go get this pit bike, not knowing how to ride, not knowing anything. I pick it up. The guy shows me how to start it, how to do all the stuff. I think it had a clutch. No idea. I didn't even know what a clutch was. So I go to pick up this bike and I get stuck on the stoplight and I can't start it again. So I'm sitting
Oh
there
no.
like, what the heck? I don't even know what this is.
Is this
I don't
like
know how to
in
start it.
town?
Uh,
Was this like in town? So you're like at like a busy stoplight?
oh yeah. Yeah, I was just like, I'll just ride this back home. It's fine. I don't even know if it was legal or not. Here. I got a freaking pit bike. Sick. I ended up having to call my dad to come pick me up.
Oh my
Mind you,
god.
school. Um, he was not happy, and I didn't tell him like, so he came. And I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta load this in the back. He's like, no, no, and I'm like, yes, yes, because I just spent my money on it, and back then saving up money was a big deal.
Yeah.
So I got the pit bike back home, sold it, finally got like a real dirt bike a few years later, which was a Honda CRF 150F. And I got
Nice.
this bike because it said trail in whatever it said. So it was like trail edition. And I'm like, I'm going to go ride trails. This is the bike for me. I had
Yeah.
no idea anything. So I would just go ride alone. I didn't think anyone knew what riding was. in Arizona. I was like, oh, I'm the only one out here. I'm the only one doing this.
In Arizona.
Yeah, I had no idea. So dumb. At the time, my dad got a new Jeep. So he was like, I will go ride in my Jeep behind you in the wash. And I was like, perfect. Midsummer, like 120 degrees, all geared up. Let's go ride my dirt in the wash. Riding along in the sand, tipping over, just getting so angry, so mad. And I just remember looking back, and my dad is just smiling in his air conditioning Jeep, and I'm like, ah! So that was the starting of my riding that I learned, and I just went out every day by myself. Finally started finding people who like actually rode dirt bikes and would ride with me. Ended up switching up a couple bikes here and there, and I ended up having a really, really bad crash that had me air vacked out of the desert.
Holy crap. Okay.
So I got air vacked out. I ended up having slip disc, herniated disc, nerve damage, all the fun stuff.
Oh my God.
But it took me out for about a year. So I couldn't ride for about a year. In that time, I was like, hey, I may as well get a new dirt bike since mine's totaled. Got a new dirt bike. Ended up meeting a guy who I dated for a while, and he introduced me into single track. So that was about 4 years ago or so.
Okay.
So that's when my like riding journey really started. Other than that, I was just hauling ass in washes, thinking this is so fun. Oh my gosh, this is like what riding is about. I didn't even know what single track was. I had no idea. I was like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. But that started it. And then once I did that, I started getting into like the groups, the Facebook groups, meeting other people. And from there, just learned what I really like to do. I learned I don't like hauling ass through washes. I like more technical stuff.
Uh-huh.
And seeing that, that's where I came in for hard enduro.
Yeah.
So then I learned like, oh, there's actually technique. So a couple years ago, I finally learned there's like a technique you're supposed to ride. You're supposed to have your body position. I had no idea about any
Yeah.
of this, but
You're
it
just
was,
sitting and riding and you're just like, yes, this is the best. And then you're
oh
like,
yeah,
oh, I'm doing this totally wrong.
yeah. And I had no idea. I was just riding. Like I never had anyone teach me how to ride. I just kind of did it. The first person to teach me how to ride, um, and actually teach me how to ride was Kevin.
Yeah.
So Kevin was a big catalyst in my dirt biking journey because he's like, no, you need to like put your tire here if you want to do that. Put your foot here for this weight. And then it just became like a game for me. I'm like, oh, well, what if I put my tire up here and give it this amount of throttle with this clutch? What will happen then? So
Yeah.
I kind of like hard enduro for that because it's like you have to think about where you want to go and where you want your bike to be placed. But
Yeah.
ever since that, and I discovered hard enduro, it's just been a game changer. Like I love it so much, and the people I've met is absolutely incredible, freaking
So
awesome.
do you remember how you met Kevin? Like, how did you guys meet? Or who through or
So that was actually through my ex that showed me single track. Um, Kevin came to a ride with him. I didn't go ride with them because I wasn't good enough yet.
yeah.
So yeah, but he came and he was in the community and riding, and I just kept seeing him on the Facebook pages posting stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, do you want to go ride? And I'm suck, but maybe you can teach me. or help me with some stuff. And he was so willing and one of the best teachers ever. So that
Yeah.
was a lot.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. So I actually met Leah and Kevin at the same time, essentially, in person at least. What was it, like a month, 2 months ago? I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago.
Yeah. And it was really cool because I had no idea what to expect going into this whole situation. It was just like, hey, this dude that I've been talking to on Instagram said like we could go ride with him. And so my friend and I go out there and he's like, yeah, I invited my friend Leah. And I was like, okay, cool. Like another girl to ride with. This is kind of awesome. And then you guys were just like way better than I could have thought for like riding with. Like, you guys were both so helpful and just so chill about everything. Like, that's always the thing, right? Like, a lot of us, especially as women, get in our heads about, like, oh my God, I'm going to slow down the group. Oh my God, like, this is going to suck for everybody because I'm not as fast or, like, whatever. But everybody was just having such a good time that day. And it was really, really cool. You guys, like, definitely made me feel really welcome, even though I was struggle busing on that Husqvarna.
Well,
but
that
it was like,
bike for you.
yeah, well, yeah, it was new. Like I had just put the new seat on it like hours before we rode, and like we were having the clutch issues. Like we had to put more fluids in it, and like all kinds of things were just like so wrong. But it was still really cool that you guys were just so patient, and I really appreciated it. And that's kind of how Leah and I have now stayed connected and just been talking and being crazy with each other since then.
Yeah, and I mean you're always learning.
Yeah.
I've gotten better, but I'm not anywhere near that I want to be. Like
Yeah.
you always new skill or whatever. Like I cannot static balance on my bike. I would love to learn to do that. Well, practice. I don't get the people who just are so uninviting into groups that just want to go, go,
Mhm.
go. Like I want to welcome everybody into the group and
Yeah.
get people riding dirt bikes that you can, because it's amazing. Dirt bikes are the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, and I think it brings some of the best people too. Like, I think that the kind of riding that we do is definitely different than like, I don't really know a whole lot about track, but I know like the supercross side of things, like that's a little bit more competitive and that's more like cutthroat. And I feel like hard enduro, like I've seen some of the top guys like after a race, like laughing and joking with each other, even though they're competitors, they're just like totally chill. And I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, I love that everyone can get along for the most part, but it's
Yeah.
more like we're gonna die together in this.
It's a very interesting take on it. So, as, as far as like hard enduro, your next race is Silver Kings, right?
Yes.
So tell us about your experience with that.
Okay, so I raced Silver King twice now. I
Mhm.
think the first time I raced was actually my first hard enduro.
Oh
And
wow, that was your first.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I just remember lining up on the start. They had a big elevated like start with hundreds
Mhm.
of people watching. And I was in line to get up on the platform, and I'm like, oh my God, can I even make it up this platform? Like, this is it's so intimidating. I had the biggest anxiety attack I've ever had in my life on just
Yeah.
sitting there waiting, just because so many people. I was like sweating bullets, and I just remember Rich Larson was there, and I'm like, Rich Larson, and then I'm on the thing trying to be like, don't die, don't die. Oh my God. But after that start and all the people were gone,
Yeah.
it was fun. But God, it was so hard. That first start was just like nothing I've experienced. But I ended up doing really good in the prologue, actually. I cleared
Oh,
all the
cool.
logs, and it was way easier than it looked. I don't know if it was because everybody was watching me or what, but after that, it was breeze, and ever since then, I think it's one of my favorite hard enduros. I mean, I'm doing next month, and I couldn't be more excited. It's so fun.
That's so cool. So which ones have you done on the circuit in the past?
So I've done Page Hard Enduro, Moab Hard Enduro. I have not done Donner, but I'm gonna do that one this year since they moved it to August.
Sweet.
And I think that's it.
Okay, cool.
I would
So
love
you're
to
gonna make it to do which one?
the East Coast side.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. We gotta get you to TKO.
Oh.
That was the thing. The day that Leah and I met, I don't remember what we were talking about, but we started talking about it. She's like, "You should just race it," and I was like, "Ha, good joke," because I didn't even make it. Well, what did we go 22 miles that day in Arizona? I was like, "No way." And she was just like, "You should totally sign up for it." And this is ingrained in my head forever. It's if you sign up, I'll sign up. I sign up, you sign up. And I was just like, "Oh my god."
On. Sign up, I'll sign up. I'll sign up right now. I don't think so.
But aren't they full for the year? Isn't it full? Didn't it sell out?
No, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing. We'll just go and we'll race it anyway. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
I know Silver King fills up, but I don't know if TKO has a system like that, do they?
I think so, because that's the one. I mean, everybody comes from overseas and stuff for that one. So
if you sign up, I'll sign up. The thing.
I think that's the more of what's going to happen is you're going to sign up and then I'm going to get signed up because of that. Not I'm going to sign up and then you're signing up.
I'll sign you up.
That's it. You're just going to be like, Angel, you're going. I'll be like, I mean, I'm going to be there anyway, so.
Well, then, I see it. All I hear is you're signed up.
Actually, I was talking to a friend, and he was telling me that Donner is probably one of the best ones to do as a beginner. So I just don't know if I can go across the country to go to Donner and then come all the way back to go to TKO. It's like 2 weeks. Because I would have to go from Maine to California, then back to Tennessee. And that's a lot for somebody who's not sponsored.
Yeah, driving.
Yeah. No, if I could ship my bike and then fly there, maybe I'd think about it. But I don't know.
I would have to pick one or the other also. But
yeah.
Donner's closer to me, so probably going to do Donner. Or is it? It's not. It's like.
So if you could, like next year, do you think you're going to actually try and get out to the East Coast?
I would like to, but that depends on funds.
Yeah. But well, okay.
Well, yeah. If I do that, but like you said, not being sponsored, it's really hard to get out to every race because you have all the travel expenses and then you have the race fee and all that. But somehow, some way I can do that. Absolutely. Would love to.
Awesome. So we just have to get Leah sponsored. Got it. Easy. Check. Let's go.
Oh.
Next thing. No, I'm just kidding. So you were saying about like learning how to ride hard enduro. So Kevin kind of taught you all of that stuff, and you just kind of took it and rolled from there. I mean, now that I know you, like I could definitely see you just being like, all right, cool, and just like going and doing that. But did you was there anybody else who was like really pivotal to you like being able to do hard enduro?
It was Kevin, and then also Todd Berger. Both of them, they just drugged me through the freaking ringer, and I never complained to ride, and I think that's why they would invite me back. And I just do my best, but good God, they drugged me through some shit. I had to stop and be like, okay, like clear your head.
Yeah.
Like it's only making you better. But yeah. Yeah, and then just really going out to the races and meeting all these different people
Yeah.
has been amazing.
Yeah,
So.
that's really cool. It's such a welcoming community. It was my first hard enduro last month out at Brushy for Battle of the Goats, and it was so cool how many people were just like just talking to each other, and it was just like fun and just super cool to meet so many people. And so many people were like, hey, you should come to the next one that's on this side of the country. And I was like, yeah, I don't really know. And they're like, no, you should just come, and like, so now this weekend I'm going out to Pennsylvania, so it's pretty cool how welcoming the community is, and they're just so supportive of women riders. Like, I was like, I'm absolutely terrible, I don't do my bike justice yet, but everybody was like, you should just ride the hard enduro, like you should just do it. And I was like, I kind of want to survive it.
You definitely just do it.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps saying, and I'm like, maybe after a couple more rides, I might think about it. We'll see.
Most of the time, there's usually someone, like another woman to teach with.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I mean, that's how it was for me and Paige. I found we had our own little girl gang and we all helped each other.
Yeah.
And it was like we had no business riding that stuff. No.
But you go out and you do it and you have fun. Like,
Yeah.
And I think that's the important thing, is like that a lot of people, at least from what I've seen, people can get really competitive and they forget to have fun. And I think that that's the most important part, is like we all started dirt biking for a reason, and like we all did it because it made us feel a certain way, whether it's like super amazing strong or it was just fun, a way to shut your brain off, like whatever the reason is, we all found a reason, and that like links us all together. So I think not losing sight of the fun. And I think that's why I like really liked riding with you, because you were just like the whole time just like singing and dancing and just being all crazy. It was really cool. It was such a good experience.
Well, I'm glad you had a first grade experience. The Leah special.
It was a good time, even though your bike was about to blow up at the time.
It was fine.
Just like no fluid. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
It just it's fine.
So, one other thing I wanted to touch on is, so you're going out to Silver Kings, but you're not flying out, you're driving, and you're driving in something super cool. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so I'm converting an ambulance. It's my moto rig.
Yeah.
She's a real beaut. So right now I almost done with it. I'm about halfway done with it. I just need to build a bed and stuff in there, but I'm super excited for its first full camping trip. That's gonna be so great. And I'm just excited to have somewhere to stay besides like the back of my truck. I usually would camp in the bed of my truck and just throw like an easy up over it.
Yeah.
And then of course I had the cab over and rolled down a hill last year coming out of Gold Creek. So now I got an ambulance that can roll down hills, and it's an ambulance. It's amazing.
That was a pretty gnarly crash that you had, that rollover. I've seen pictures now since you told me about it, and I cannot believe that you still drive that truck.
I'm the luckiest person I know. I seriously can't even believe that.
Yeah. That's insane. It's like, it's a great story that, you know, you survived it, but like, oh my lordy. I would have
Yeah,
been like, ugh.
I lost everything because I only had liability.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost the whole camper, everything in the camper. I didn't lose my dirt bike or my truck, so that's good, or myself. But
Yeah.
like all of my belongings and stuff gone.
Mm. Yeah, that looked it could have been a lot worse though from seeing the pictures, like, oh my god.
Mhm.
And then I know somebody who had driven past it and they were like, yeah, I remember. And I remember her talking about that like last year. And like this camper had rolled over and stuff. And I remembered that. So when you told me that, I was like, oh my God, that was Leah.
Gosh.
You're famous. You're totally famous. That's crazy. But well, how long have you been working on converting the ambulance over?
Um, Probably like 5 months.
Okay. So that's not bad. You've
It's
done
not.
a lot of work on that thing for it to only be 5 months. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been fun learning
Yeah.
how to do everything, but also very challenging. So had to go back and redo a couple things.
Well, it sounds like you really like a challenge though. Like you like to learn. You're very much like me, and I think that's why we get along so well, cuz it's just like you don't want to stay constant. You want to learn new things. You want to push yourself, and I think that's really cool. It's super inspiring and motivating on like my end. Like it was really awesome to hear it, like when Leah and I were hanging out, she was telling me about like her working out and I was talking to her about my running, and like so it was just like something that we quickly bonded over, and it was super cool. um and I it's awesome to have that kind of support now where we can just like message each other like when she's working out, or you know, progress pics or whatever. Like it's so cool to have somebody to share that with, and you know, it's just like it's awesome to push towards like very similar goals, obviously on different levels, but but everybody starts somewhere. So
That is true. And working out, I feel like, is a pretty big part in hard enduro.
yeah, that was gonna be my next thing. So I know how you feel about working out and nutrition, but do you kind of want to talk about like what your stance is in regards to that? Like how what you think about nutrition and the riding that you do?
I think your performance is solely based off of your nutrition. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a lot of people disagree because they eat like crap, but for me, I know that I need high quality foods,
Mm-hmm.
um, workouts. I need that to thrive in riding a dirt bike if I want to be any kind of good. Some
Yeah.
people would disagree with that, but personally, that's what I believe. I believe that your nutrition is everything.
Yeah.
Life. I
And
feel
is
like
there
everything through nutrition.
through nutrition? So do you believe that like so obviously like dirt biking takes a lot of strength as well. So would you, if you had to prioritize like one over the other, would you prioritize the like strength training or like agility or something like that, or would you still focus more on nutrition? I'm just curious.
I would still focus more on nutrition,
Okay.
because that way, when I know when I get on the bike,
Hmm.
my strength will still be there.
Okay. Interesting. All right. And then on the body movement side, is there any like one move or one thing that you do that like you feel really actually does help strengthen you for your riding? Like your best piece of advice, like if everybody only has 10 minutes a day to do something, what should they be doing?
I feel like, well, personally, what has helped me was
Mhm.
body weight push-up and front squats. But everyone
Okay.
is going to have a different kind of thing. Those were mine
Yeah.
just because I had trouble picking up my bike and moving it
Mhm.
around, and I didn't really have that strength. So everyone's going to be different, but those are mine.
Okay. Cool. I like it. I recently talked to somebody and they said when I asked them that question, burpees. And I was like, everyone in the world is going to hate you.
I'm ready to
But
go.
it makes
I do. Add that one in there.
Yeah, because it makes sense though, because you got the push up, you have like a squat, jump, and then if you do it fast enough, it's also cardio. So you can get a really good workout really, really quick. It's just that burpees are the worst thing in the world.
No way. I enjoy burpees a lot.
I used to be really good at it. I used to be very in shape. And I used to do like 100 burpees every morning. And it was absolutely awesome because people would just be like, what is wrong with you? And I am not in that shape anymore. I'm working on it. But burpees still hurt.
Oh, they hurt. So good.
Yeah.
Such a good hurt.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love it. I love it. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and tell us your story. I mean, I think that's really crazy. You just went out and randomly bought a pit bike. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Like, that's 100% you though. Like now that I know you,
Fries. Weird.
you're
Weird.
so funny. But that's really cool. I'm really glad that you randomly decided to ditch school and do that because the whole progression from there led to me meeting you. Because without dirt bikes, we definitely wouldn't have met. So
That's true. Very true. So for all the kids watching, don't go to school and ride dirt bikes instead.
we're going to
You
put
can.
that on a banner right here up at the top. It's going to just like, I'm going to quote it all over Instagram. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Awesome. Well, thank you. And give me just a second here.